What's going on, everyone? So, Final Destination 6 is set to release in 2025. This is a film that we have waited like 10 years in the making, right? There have been several times that this film had gotten the green light and it was supposed to come out, and then it didn't, and then it was just kind of in like development purgatory for a long time. But looks like we are officially getting the film. Based on the synopsis, it looks like a group of first responders escape the clutch of death. They begin to be killed by increasingly improbable and murderous mishaps. This film is said to be directed by Zach Levinsky and Adam B. Stein. Writers Gary Busick, Laurie Evans Taylor, Jeffrey Reddick. This is a film that, again, has been in the works for quite some time. But also, we have a cast list of several characters that are said to be on. Tony Todd is said to be back in this film, but then you got Owen Joyer, who is in the bottom left corner. You have Breck Bessinger. You have Quintessa Swindell. You have Richard Harmon, Theo Briones, Raya Cladest, probably butchered that, Max Lloyd Jones, and then Caitlin Santa Joanna, right? So, got some cast, got a synopsis, got some writers, got a director. Sounds to me like we're getting this Final Destination 6, and I am all for it. Big fan of the Final Destination films, right? They're just fun, joyous rides, roller coasters of horror films. We all still, whenever we get behind a truck with any kind of lumber on the back, right, all of us have immediate flashbacks to those films. But again, I just want a good story, right? Good storytelling, good kills, obviously, because that's a big part of it, right? The crazy chaos and coincidences that lead to the unlikely murders, right? The mishaps, and just give me a good quality film, right? This is a film that we have been off and on for a long time, that a lot of people are really excited and looking forward to, that ultimately looked like it was never going to happen, and now it finally is happening. And just last thing you want is to be disappointed, right? Last thing you want is to go and see this film. It's like, man, like, you couldn't have given us something better, right? So I'm excited for it. And look, I mean, it's one of those franchises, like, you could do it forever, right? Like, as long as you can give me a good story and a good group of characters and really kind of give us a good direction for the franchise, like, I am all for it, right? Like, it's again another franchise, in my opinion, that you never have to reboot, right? Like, one of the franchises, obviously, many of you are familiar with me with, is Scream, right? Talk about Scream heavily. And one of the things about Scream that's so beautiful of Scream is that you don't ever have to remake it. You don't ever have to reboot it. It's not a Michael. It's not a Freddy. It's not, it's just whoever's under the mask this time. So, these franchises like Final Destination and stuff, like, they're one of those things where you don't have to fall into like the Hollywood trap of like constantly remaking them, right? You can just keep going on forever. Have like little subtitles, like, Bloodlines, as this one is titled, and just keep going that direction. So again, hopefully there's some good quality characters and just story in this one that can maybe spawn into other films if this one has success. But we have some rumored character descriptions. Say rumored because hasn't officially came from the studio yet, but these are supposed to be the character descriptions. So kind of got them all broken down here and wanted to go over them with you all. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It's one of those things where you never really know for certain until it gets released by the studio, but this is supposed to be what it actually is. So diving right into it. First off, you have Caitlin Joanna, who plays Stephanie Lewis, is the main character. And then that's all that we have so far. So story is going to center around her. She is the one that is supposed to be the main, antagonist for this film. Theo Briones, I'm butchering these names, but you get it. Charlie Lewis is Stephanie's younger brother. So I imagine that there's going to be some type of struggle some type of like, I need to save my brother type thing. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Andrew T. Lee will play Mr. Lewis, and he is Stephanie and Charlie's father. So again, kind of sticking with the family dynamic, sticking with the family structure that this is supposed to have. Have the first responders and stuff like that. So we'll see. My guess is maybe, again, just a guess. Guess is maybe the Lewis family is in some type of deadly circumstance that they get rescued and people were supposed to die, but Caitlin ends up having some I guess Stephanie ends up having some type of flashback or something that ends up saving everybody. That's probably my guess is how this gets set up. You have the family that is like in the center of the chaos, and now everything's got to kind of unfold and play out. But moving on, you have Owen Joyner, who plays Bobby, is Julia and Derek's brother, and Stephanie and Charlie's cousin. So again, a lot of family dynamics here, which again makes sense. Called Bloodlines, right? So it is, all these various families, all these various relationships and connections that are supposed to unfold in this film. Also, it's added that he is the high school football linebacker. Then you have Anna Laurie, who plays Julia, is Bobby and Derek's sister and Stephanie and Charlie's cousin. Stylish, tomboy, sarcastic is what they are described as. Richard Harmon plays Derek, is Bobby and Julia's brother, Stephanie and Charlie's cousin. The a-hole, he's more of an emo type guy with tattoos and piercings. So again, kind of gives you a little insight. As you can see, again, this film is called Bloodlines. You see all the relationships, all the brothers, all the cousins, so again, I think that there's some type of family dynamic that centers around the family, and then something happens that causes this death or whatever, and then you get that impact. And then there's going to be all the various characters and death and murder and chaos. And again, I'm excited for this, but I want it to unfold and unravel in a proper manner, right? I like the idea of the various bloodlines. I'm curious to see how do they tie it all in. Is there a specific way that they approach this and go about it? Like, what is the connection with the various bloodlines? Do they tie into like the original? Is this going to be some offset thing? Right? A lot of different directions in which they could go with the bloodlines idea and direction, but ultimately, no, it needs to be a good, convincing story, right? So I'm curious to see if so another point again, because we're just going off of the information that's out here. It talks about the first responders escape the clutches of death. I'm curious to see how that ties in, if it still does, right? Because Final Destination 6, so the original plan and the original idea of Final Destination 6 was that it was supposed to center around a bunch of first responders that end up ultimately meeting their end, right? They end up surviving. It's not supposed to happen. And then they ultimately, go and have to take on death. But do they still kind of go with that direction, right? Tony Todd, obviously, he's going to have his role in this film, and his connection and history to death and all that stuff. But I'm very curious to see how does this tie in to the first responders thing, if it does, or if they go with a completely new synopsis. Again, keep in mind, we have very limited information in that regard. It's just kind of what is on, Wikipedia and IMDb and stuff. Obviously, as we move closer, start getting into productions and all that stuff, we'll get more and more information that will better steer us in a direction, and then maybe we have actual synopsis and then more details on the various characters and whatnot. But I'm very excited that we're getting this film, period. This is getting a long time coming. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. What about you? I'd love to hear thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Are you excited for the upcoming Final Destination 6? Are you kind of like, another one? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Is this something that you've been waiting for a long time? Because again, a lot of people really have. A lot of people have been just kind of on the edge of their seat waiting for this Final Destination film. But are you one of those people? Again, how do you feel? What your thoughts are? Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.